Hi everyone and welcome back to Cascapades, your travel vlog for cruises in Europe. So today we're going to be covering the great port of Ålesund in Norway. Now we are arriving in Ålesund at 9 AM and staying till 6 PM. Ålesund is a great city. It's a major port town in Norway with a population of over 66,000 people. And it is famous for its Art Nouveau style. Now, basically, in 1904, the entire population of Ålesund was decimated as the entire city was burnt to a crisp, unfortunately, due to a tragic fire that led the entire city to basically have to rebuild completely from scratch. This is why the city is built in this new, sort of more modern Art Nouveau style, which is great. And there are great museums here and galleries that are all about the storied history of Ålesund, so you can go and visit that, but also admire the buildings. The architecture here is incredible. Let's talk about local food. So here in Ålesund, there are some great options for food. Now, if you're on the cheap eats version and you're wanting to eat on a budget but still have the local experience, I recommend a place called Christian Gard. Now this is a quaint local food outlet. You'll get some great little snacks. This isn't somewhere to go for a 3-course meal, but it's somewhere to go if you just want to grab a quick lunch or a quick snack in the afternoon before heading back to the ship. Perfect. I will put the link in the description. If you're wanting a mid-range sort of place, somewhere to have a good dinner without having to go too fancy or too cheap, then the one I would recommend is the Aqua Restaurant. Now the Aqua Restaurant, it has a lunch buffet as well as an a la carte menu. So if you want to, you can do either. If you want to just go and eat little bits of everything, the buffet is great. If you want to specifically order something from the menu, the a la carte is amazing as well. This is Norwegian classics with a bit of a twist. So you'll be able to try things like the local fish, the local seafood, everything is amazing here. And Aqua Restaurant comes really highly recommended by tourists and locals alike. Just check out the TripAdvisor reviews and you'll see exactly what I'm meaning. Let's talk about fine dining. If you want to go a little bit extra and have something a bit special to the area, why not try Apothecariet number 5? Now, this is the apothecary number 5 if you're wanting to translate. This is a fine dining experience, Norwegian classics, including lots and lots of seafood. This is where you go if you want your sort of Michelin star experience. I'll put the link in the description. If you do want this sort of experience, I highly recommend this restaurant. The chef is incredible, the menu is incredible, and you'll get a really good taste of Norway. Let's talk about sites and activities that you can do here in Ålesund. First of all, you can walk up the stairs to Fjellstuen. I've probably got that word completely wrong. From the city park for a breathtaking view of the local fjords. So you can see all the mountains, the fjords around you, and you can really not underestimate how amazing the views are here. So bring a camera, or if you've got a good new smartphone, that's just as good as a camera. Take some amazing photos here. Even if you're not up to climbing the 400 or so stairs to the top of the fjords here, you can actually get a taxi to drive you there for the view of the top. This is an absolute must-see. Please do try and see this if you can. If not, from the bottom, you can still get amazing views of the fjords and the mountains from below. You don't need to go to the top. You can get views of them from below. Amazing. It's a really good place to visit, and there are walkways around the mountain that allow you to walk around the natural surroundings while enjoying the view of the islands and the mountains around you. There's also a restaurant at the actual mountain as well, so that you can have some basic dishes if you want to stop and just have a snack. If you are, for example, an elderly member of the family and other people want to go and do some adventurous stuff and you're not quite feeling up to it, let them leave you at the restaurant. You can have a great meal, some great views while they go and do the adventurous stuff while you have a nice relax and a glass of wine. City train sightseeing is amazing. It's a great little city train that takes you around the sites of Ålesund. It departs about every 30 minutes when a cruise ship is in port, and it's a blue and white tram, easy to spot, and it tours the city of Ålesund, not including the sea park or the museum, but it does, however, stop at the viewpoint of the Fjellstuen, so that's the great views I mentioned earlier, and it gets about a 10-15 minute stop for you to take some great photos here. The entire trip takes about 70 minutes, and it costs about $20, so that's 190 krona. So $20 for that is not bad at all. Other options, there are hop-on, hop-off buses when the cruise ships are in port, and most attractions within the area are within a sort of short, medium walk. Everything's about a 20-minute walk, so as long as you are capable to walk 20 minutes, you can actually view most of these ports and most of these scenes and scenarios without having to worry too much about distance. For the Atlantic Sea Park, which is a great option to go to, there are special bus services from the city centre bus terminal. So you just walk from the port to the bus terminal and you'll be able to get to those places amazingly easily. Now let's talk about the area. So the Sunnmøre coast is an extraordinary experience. A string of picturesque small islands and fishing communities lie facing the Atlantic Ocean, just waiting for you to come and visit and have a lovely explore. It's amazing. So several historical plays actually staged in different parts of the Sunnmøre tell the story of the Vikings and their unparalleled raiding and pillaging 1,000 years ago. The salty tang of the ocean and the fresh sea air are a balm for body and soul. It's a great experience. Honestly, this is the sort of place that you'll visit and you'll tell your children, your grandchildren about how amazing this place is. If you're from the US, for example, the culture of Europe and specifically Norway is so stark and so different to what you may be used to. This is absolutely something to write home about. You should also visit the Geiranger Fjord. It's a World Heritage Site and an absolutely fabulous fjord experience. So there are boats that will take you there. During the summer, you can catch the Hurtigruten to Geiranger and back. And this leaves in the morning and returns you just in time for dinner. Depends on the time of the ship, so do check. And obviously there are other things like little water taxis and things like that. You'd also take a bus to the Helsiet for a fjord cruise into Geiranger to catch a bus back to Aalesund from there. About 18 miles to the west is Runda, which is the southernmost major bird rock with 240 species of birds breeding here. So it's an absolute habitat for around 1 million different seabirds, including 100,000 puffins. So if you're a nature enthusiast or you like birds, this is a great place to visit. Now, I'd normally mention Carnival's excursions at this point. However, they are yet to release them, so I won't talk about them at the moment. I will just give you some practical tips for visiting Aalesund, and these are similar to everywhere in Norway. ATMs here are called mini banks, so if you are looking for cash, look for mini bank, not ATM. They will not use the ATM wording. English is widely spoken here, as is the rest of Norway, although the official language is Norwegian. Now, interestingly enough, most Norwegians and anyone in Scandinavia will understand each other's languages very, very easily. They are quite similar, and the dialects, however, are different. Wi-Fi is not extremely accessible here, as most people in Norway have access to the Wi-Fi in their homes. However, you may be able to find this if you are lucky. I will not promise this, however. So, absolutely think about going on an excursion here. This is a beautiful location. Whether you get an excursion through Carnival or you get an excursion privately, this is a place to explore. Aalesund is the gateway to amazing fjords, the Geiranger Fjord, and as well as the amazing view of the puffins and the birds. Go explore, have a great time. Do not stay on the ship in this port. Absolutely do not stay on the ship. That's all for today. Hopefully we'll see you next week when I talk about the lovely port of Mold. Good night.